love working at the moment because of the social media thing that's happening, and I love that sense of connecting across to sort of, I suppose, hundreds of people and doing something that feels relevant to them. So professionalism for me is all about delivering arts content or an arts project that is really appreciated by an audience of some type. I mean, that's really general, but specifically I'd just point to when I was director at Shepparton Art Gallery, and you'd buy wonderful ceramics for the collection because it was kind of a permanent thing and you knew it was loved by the community. More recently, I think it's really when you get a whole lot of people to an opening and they're really buzzing and they're really enjoying being, at Craft Victoria. Oh, look, I'm just admiring Clint Eastwood today. He's 82 and he's, crapping on in the US about the presidential elections. It's just that fantastic confidence in himself that he exhibits. So I suppose the good, bad and the ugly is really a top, Western. Good old Clint can do that really well. Well, look, it's fantastic working with people who are doing their higher degrees in arts administration. It might be a Masters of Curatorship or whatever. We have a few people like that in our workforce, and it's just fantastic because they can bring such a broader perspective to their work, yet they've still got all their youthful appeal and youthful zeal. So I think the future, looking down the track 10 or 20 years, is that the profession of arts manager, or whatever you want to call it, will become increasingly valuable and valued. So I think there's a great future there for any young person or older person who wants to enter into the stream of the arts, because it's a diversifying sector that's connecting up to other types of sectors like tourism or whatever, manufacturing, etc. So it's very viable to consider having a career in the arts. I reckon I catch a taxi about once a fortnight, so I'm often in a cab going home, and I sort of ask a cabbie how he's going, and he always says he's not making any money. And I say, yeah, I run a gallery and we're not making any money either. So I kind of create the empathy around, the feeling of, what you're doing, and that life's a bit of a struggle. But I just say I run an art gallery in the city if they ask. Yeah, all the time. Yeah. I blow job interviews all the time. I think it's just the thing about whether the job's right for you, or it's kind of about the motivation for applying, and that inevitably plays out in the actual job interview. If your motivation is actually a little bit skew-if or weird, it plays out at the end. But if it's really the job for you, the chances are you'll nail it. So therefore, it's not worth getting worried about a job interview ahead of time. These days, in the work environment, it's just obvious, this is email really, but really you'd be lost without anyone to work with. If you're by yourself, you wouldn't be able to sort of get anything done. So the common denominator between those two things is the ability to connect to someone else. So you've got to always be able to communicate with a staff member or the public. So what you'd be lost with, by definition, would be what finds you, and what finds you is your connection to someone else. I think it's really about being a bit sneaky, because I tend to be a bit too open with people, and I think it's better to be a bit strategic with your information. And by saying that, I mean that if you are the manager of anything, it's very important to recognise that people want to be managed in a clear, concise way. They don't want to hear about all the white static noise and the crap in between. They want clear decisions. And if you can do that and articulate clear decisions in a timely way, you make people feel well supported and well directed. Yeah, I think it'd just be a fantasy about making a pile of money, but in reality I've just been in the public sector for over 30 years, and it's not likely that I would survive in the corporate sector. It'd be like landing on Mars. I'd just get frazzled in 5 seconds, because people are more competitive there, and It's less about loyalty, it's more about individual pursuit. So I just don't think I'd survive.